Ice on the jams. That boy mixing in well. Yeah. Peace on the Streets Radio Show. Your boy George Michael Perez, aka GMike, with Charles, Chris, and Mimi Mala. Sports talk coming at you, baby. How y'all feeling? Hey, Charles over here bored. Look at him.
I know, I'm jamming.
He's tired.
I like the song. I'm just letting it run.
Oh, man. Sports, baby. You know we love it. You know what we love also? The GOAT of NBA basketball came back to play yesterday for the first time in the 2025 NBA regular season. Charles is mad because I say
Jordan
GOAT,
came
baby.
in at halftime.
He came out of retirement, 60 years old. LeBron played his first game this NBA season, 30 minutes, 11 points, 4 for 7 from the field, 2 for 3 from the 3, 1 for 4 in the free throw line. 3 rebounds, 12 assists, 1 steal, 1 turnover. Charles, what do you think about this man's debut in 2025 season?
I don't think much of it. Every time he comes back against Utah Jazz, and who cares, right? So, realistically, I mean, he made a joke, right, that, all right, LeBron came back, how is he going to fit in? He's not a player type that could fit in with other players, right? He was just kind of laughing it off, which, fair. They looked good. I'll give them that, 140 points. But aside from that, this is the same story we had last year, right? Remember, are they going to be able to keep up what they're doing? Everybody's flowing. Things are going well. And 2 or 3 games in, they did. And then we talked about it. And maybe a week later, this team was on like 4 out of 5 losing streak. They weren't doing good. The defense looked bad. The shots weren't falling. And they never really recovered. So it really, it's a good first step back. Obviously, I'm not expecting him to come in and score 30 points. He doesn't need to. And that's kind of the bright spot there, is that he didn't need to in order for them to score almost 150 points in the game. He was able to just roll in, come back, be a good glue piece. But realistically, this team long-term, if they're going to title contend, Western Conference Championship even level contend, he's going to have to put up, 25 points a game or in that 22 to 27 range if Luka's doing his thing. So I'm not down on the comeback. He did everything he was supposed to do. That was perfectly fine. I just don't know how much of a story it tells going forward when guys like AR and the other, bench type players kind of get a reduced role with him on the court.
Yeah, I mean, with Brown, he's gonna snap in and he's gonna play what he needs to play, right? The 12 assist shows it right here. If he's out there facilitating the basketball while other guys are getting their points, DeAndre Ayton 20 points, Luka Doncic 37, Austin Reeves 26, and then you got off the bench Jake LaRiva. I don't want to bounce his name, but he got 16 points, 6 for 10, 2 for 5 from 3. It's like, does Bron need to really score that much when you got other guys that are putting up 16 or more points, 4 guys that are putting up 16 or more points? You don't really need Bron to score that much, right? But if you do, if Austin Reeves is having a bad night, or DeAndre Ayton is having a bad night, or the bench is not having a good night, except for Jake here, he's going to go out there, he's going to put up 20 points like he needs to. It's not about if he can do it, it's about when he should do it, I feel like.
I hear that, but I think the opposite of that, I agree with what you're saying. I don't think the opposite of what you're saying. I think the opposite point is that, yeah, he can do that if they need him to step up and do that. But can those guys do that when he's not doing that? I don't know if those guys are going to consistently shoot well and consistently play great defense and consistently play in transition well, especially this team's not a bad regular season team. I know they kind of always flirt with that play-in spot, but come playoff time, they get bounced in the first round pretty quick every time because it's mainly half court, and that's not really a team that does well with LeBron dominating the ball because he can't play off ball that well. If they can keep up the pace and kind of keep things moving, sure, right? Regular season-wise, I think this team healthy, now that you're not worried about someone like AD or anything like that constantly getting hurt. Yeah, I think regular season-wise, they can continue to look the way they're looking. They will have ups and downs, of course, like any other team, so I'm not too concerned about where they fall. It's just I don't know that those guys can consistently play great when LeBron is putting up 23 points. I think this team looks better when he's doing what he did last night, where he has kind of a reduced. I'm not saying he's got to have 10 points, but if he has, 18, flirts with a triple-double, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, whatever it is, and the rest of those guys are getting their chance to kind of shine in that minimal corner shooting, pump fake and drive kind of role, that's the best version of the team. I don't know that a team that has Luka scoring 35, LeBron scoring 28, and everyone else being, single digits is the best version. And
I don't think so either, because we've seen that last season, and we saw it through the playoffs when they faced the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's like it's only Braun and Luka putting up the consistent numbers of putting in the ball in the basket of 20, 25 or more points, while you got Austin Reeves maybe 2 out of the 4 or 5 games that they play that he's playing good, and in the other games he's not playing as good. Yeah. So to answer your question, no, I believe that they won't have that best version of their team. This is the best version of the team when they got 4 other guys that can put up 16 or more points, while Braun's just dishing out 12 assists. And if he needs to score 20, you know it's going to happen.
Yeah. Do you think LeBron is willing to play this style of basketball for the rest of the season?
Yes, for the rest of his career as well, just because of the age that he's at. He's already highest scoring
everything
in the whole NBA history. He's about to be 41 years old. He's trying to take care of his body as much as he needs to because he wants to win another championship. So he's like, yo, I'd rather go out there, facilitate, and play better defense than to exert all my energy on offense and trying to score 30 points when we could get other guys to score 20, 25.
Yeah, I hear that. I guess I had not seen that from him consistently, so I want to see if he's willing to take that kind of semi-reduced role, even if the minutes are there. If they can, then sure. You know, because at that point, I think the best form of the Lakers is you roll with Luka. LeBron's a little bit of facilitator.
Yep.
If people are struggling, he steps in and does a little more. See what they can do from there. If that's not working, you kind of go back to Luka, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the best version of the Lakers to me in transition, even with him being aged. No one else really is. But again, it's left to be seen. There's been other teams, Miami, for example, that have thrived when he took a reduced role on certain games. Not that he took a reduced role in Miami long term, but when he had those games where Wade was stepping up more, Bosh was stepping up. But he didn't stay with that consistently, and at that point he shouldn't have. But I think at this point he should. We'll just have to see if he will.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and this last thing, before we move on to, we get a song in right here. So LeBron had Steph Curry on the Mind the Game podcast with him and Steve Nash, and they were talking about playing in the 2028 Olympics for Team USA basketball. But LeBron was saying, man, nah, I'm not trying to play in that.
He said he'll be watching. He said, I'll be watching.
I'll be watching.
Steph, I think Steph will. He he's trying to shy it off. Like, I don't see it happening. I doubt at that point I'll have that level of impact, so on, whatever, right? But at that point, you're going to have no vets, right? You know, KD, LeBron, Steph. Those
it's going to be youngins.
Yeah, Kawhi. Like, I don't know if any of those guys will be there. And I'm not saying that Kawhi won't be in the league or anything, but by that point, is he, this guy's always injured. He doesn't show up much anyway. We'll see if that even happens. But I think Team USA will be fine anyway. We have a lot of good talent, Anthony Edwards, people like that are already ascending to a point that they can represent. But, a lot left to be seen. The world is catching up, and you see the international stars. Like right now, if you had to draft the NBA, want top 10 picks to build your team going forward, I mean, 6 or 7, 4 of the top 5 are international for sure. 6, 7, 8 of them are international in the top 10. So the world has a chance to get a little breather here and try to come back, see what happens. LeBron and Steph did carry them in that last one, but who knows? I'm fine with it, though. He's done his part.
Yeah, I mean, that comes with the experience and the leadership for sure. That's why they took over at the end and try to win that game. But honestly, man, I'm a big-time Bron fan, Curry, KD, but that's it, man. Leave that in the past. We saw what it was, Court of Gold on Netflix, no free ads over here on Pieces of Streets, but, man, they went out with a bang, especially that last game, man. They went out with a bang. No, don't do it again. Leave it in the past. That's the history. Leave it there. End on a good note. Let's see the youngins come in. Let's see Ant. Let's see Devin Booker. Let's see Tyrese Halliburton. Let's see Kate Cunningham. And the list goes on and on. Let these guys sit on the couch.
And give my boy Tatum some time.
Nah.
Stop clowning my boy.
Tatum's too much of a one-on-one player. He can't play with...
Anthony Edwards, too.
I'm playing.
Booker?
I had to throw a little shade.
Yeah, I saw that. I felt that was a lot of shade.
But yeah, man. When we come back, we're going to get a little song in right here. But when we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit of the NFL football, baby.
Long term. But realistically, I do think the Chiefs make the playoffs. I'm not going to knock them that heavily. I would love to not have them in the playoffs. That'd be great, especially healthy.
Never.
Yeah. No. No, yeah, exactly. I mean, they're just I don't believe in Houston to come up and knock them out, right? And that's, I don't know. Jacksonville. Do you believe in Jacksonville? Are you a Jacksonville believer?
I don't. I don't believe in Jacksonville, but the way that they played last week against the Chargers, I know the Chargers have a horrible run defense, but still, the way that they played against the Chargers, man, that defense didn't let Justin Herbert do nothing. I know they have a messed up offensive line, but
I mean, keep in mind. So really quick, AFC standings: Denver 1. I don't know what year we're in here. Denver 1, Patriots 2, Colts 3, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Chargers, and Jacksonville with those last 2 spots. That would mean Kansas City has to jump Houston, not a big deal, and then get past either Jacksonville or the Chargers to
and
make
Houston probably loses tomorrow to Buffalo. Yes.
Where are they at? 5-5. I don't know if they have to win out. They can afford maybe a loss, maybe 2. But I mean, yeah, if they, if they want a good spot, yeah, the problem is, I don't think there is a good spot for them. You have to get to 4, 6 and 4s. I mean, realistically, Pittsburgh's at 4 at 6 and 4, right?
So, and Aaron Rodgers is going to be out this week for sure, maybe even next week. So they probably lose 2 games in a row.
Yeah, but keep in mind that's also a divisional spot, so they're going to take that spot either way. But even way, 5, you look at 5, 6, 7, right? 7 and 3 Buffalo, 7 and 4 Chargers, 6 and 4 Jacksonville. So talking 6 and 4, that's only a game out on that. That's not a big deal at all. 2 games out on the other spots. So, I mean, they're there. I think they're going to make it. I don't know about this game coming up specifically. Talking about the Colts game, I don't think that's a great look for them. I know Indianapolis, Daniel Jones himself has kind of been up and down lately, but Jonathan Taylor has not been up and down. He's been up and down the field. This guy's scoring touchdowns. Oh, he's dominating by far. Like I'm not saying he's going to win the MVP, but he definitely needs to be at least spoken about more so because what he's doing this year,
probably.
Yeah, and that's kind of what that award is there for. Like we can't give you MVP because you're just a running back. Not that it's never happened, but that's what we give you offensive.
A whole conversation we could get into because of that.
It is, there's a lot of ridiculous with that. He's already the offensive player of the year. This game, in particular, where is that game? Is that in
Kansas City?
It's in Kansas City. Man, this just screams like a game that Kansas City wins, and I hate that. As a little bit of a Chief hater, just kind of worn on them. I don't truly hate them. I'm just tired of them. But it does feel like a game the Chiefs tend to win in history, but they've had games like that this year that they did not win. And the fact that Denver is 9-2, beat them despite that being kind of a sloppy game as well. I do think this is a point where Kansas City is really going to hit that pivot point, longevity wise. Like, is this going to be the Kansas City that hangs on and always makes the playoffs and then shows up and beats the Bills in the playoffs like always? Or is this going to be Kansas City it's time for them to shift and make some changes roster wise going forward? I think if they lose this game, that's going to be a huge off-season change time. It's going to be an overhaul, kind of like what you see the Warriors doing now on their dynasty and trying to patch it up with other pieces. And then at that point, you just never know what you're going to get. I'm going to take the Colts, even though this is a game the Chiefs had tend to win in the past. There's no math that says they should. Oh, they're amazing.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't want to see Daniel Jones throwing 40 passes.
No. With Jonathan Taylor as a back, he should run the ball 20 times at least.
Easily.
Yeah,
and get like 5 receptions.
Easily.
Yeah.
I see Kansas City winning this game because I feel like every single year since Patrick Mahomes has been the starter, they love to turn up at this time of year. Every time right before Thanksgiving, going into December, winter, cold, Christmas, and going into New Year's and stuff like that, they love to turn it up, man. And when you got a Hall of Fame coach, a Hall of Fame QB, and the weapons that he got around him, man, and that defense is... Yeah, it's a little wishy-washy, but they're a defense that can put it together and show that they can be one of the best defenses in the league when they really want to, when they really put it there on the field. Yeah. 100%. Me too. I agree with that. Indianapolis, they love to fight literally to the last whistle blows.
Yeah, like I said, I do think this is a game the Chiefs have won in the past over and over again. When you're ready to write them off, they win this game. But I don't think that this is going to be the time they do that. And they've already kind of last week proven that by losing to Denver.
Yeah.
So,
just to go back on what you said about the offseason moves, if Kansas City does end up being out of the playoffs and stuff, I've seen a couple of Twitter rumors saying that Mahomes is going to want out if they don't make the playoffs.
I ain't buying it.
I ain't buying
it. Because I would love that.
Hear what y'all say.
Because I would love that. And if I would love it, then it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That
I don't buy it either, but I just wanted to bring it up to see what you guys.
Yeah, I mean, where would you send the guy? Where's he going to go?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, me either.
Nah.
For what?
Reed,
I think Reed will retire after that.
Yeah, Reed would just be done.
Yeah, he'd just be like, nah,
he's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I think before Mahomes leave, Andy Reid retires. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah, because it just age-wise, there's too big of a discrepancy there. Yeah. He's not going to coach for another 10 years. And realistically, I mean, I just don't think Mahomes goes anywhere anyway, just because if you look at all the kind of legacy-type teams, and I'm talking about teams like, my Bengals or the Jags or something like that, the teams that have, like, good histories of bringing in quarterbacks, they're kind of set.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Daniel Jones is a forever guy and that you would choose him over, Patrick Mahomes or anything, but Denver likes Bo Nix, Drake May in New England, that's good. Buffalo has their guy. Pittsburgh doesn't. Right, that could be a spot for them, but realistically, I don't. They spend their money elsewhere right now. I don't know. I just don't see an opening on a team that I can realistically see him going to. Remember when Brady was, rumored to go somewhere?
Yeah.
I actually had Tampa in the top two. I had staying in New England or Tampa, and that was just because I thought they had enough weapons there,
and they did.
Enough weapons there to make you go like, oh, that team's whack. But with him, he can take him to the Super Bowl. That's gonna make his legacy look amazing. But if you truly paid attention, they had everything they needed. So I could see that. I don't really see that kind of team out there right now for somebody like Patrick Mahomes, not to dive into the super, super hypothetical Patrick Mahomes leaving the Chiefs thing.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
I think.
Yeah, well, Jacksonville? Wait, who is your team? Oh, well, you guys are.
Well, you guys are looking good right now, too. You guys are looking great. Yeah.
Late in the division. Who would have thought that?
Yeah, no, they're what, 7-3?
Yeah, 7-3.
7-3.
Yeah, crazy.
But you know where I would see Mahomes or Joe Burrow go?
Here we go.
Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, okay, good.
They have weapons, man, that they need a quarterback over there badly. Bro, I'm sorry, Joe Burrow.
I don't need you to throw my guy in there.
Joe Burrow's going to end his career early, man, and for the offensive line, bro.
Man, I don't want to hear the offensive line. Joe Flacco's not back there getting hurt. What's he doing? He needs to stop running so often and escaping the pocket.
Maybe.
But I do love my boy Joe, so I'm not going to hate. But, yeah, I hear you.
The other game I wanted to talk to you guys about, Sunday Night Football, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are visiting the Los Angeles Rams. Sunday Night Football primetime game. The Rams are looking like a Super Bowl team, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they were looking like a Super Bowl team for the first, 8 weeks? Yeah, something like that, and then they started falling off. They started playing bad, started losing a couple games. I don't know, man. I don't think Baker can really do it without Mike Evans, without Bucky Irving. Maybe Bucky Irving comes back this week, hopefully for them. But the defense is mediocre at best. I don't even think they're a top 15 defense, if I'm not mistaken. But the Rams look like a top 5 offense and a top 10 defense right now, man. I don't know. Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the Rams. What you think?
Yeah, this is similar to the Chiefs-Colts game, where it is an opportunity for the Chiefs to bounce back and show, hey, we're still here. We're still what we are. I think Tampa, they really need this game to get things right. Because if you look at the beginning of the season, like we said, they were hot. They started off kind of fresh. Mm-hmm. Baker Mayfield, probably the MVP for the first 5 weeks of the season, if not top 2 guy. A lot of those games were won on hero ball. Like, it's not like they were just X and O.
First 3 games, no?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like they were like just marching on field and sporadically beating you, having a great defense and putting together beautiful games. They were kind of hero ball savior games. And now, granted, they also had some leads to those games that they blew late and came back and won again, like the field goal block situation. But in general, they haven't really looked like a complete team for most of the season. And if they're going to stay in the conversation, especially, I don't think the Panthers are there to steal the division. I don't think Bryce Young is it at all. I don't think any of that stuff. But either way, even if they were to win a division, are they just going to be one of these, we won a division because we're in a lame division, yet we make the playoffs and then we're bounced in the first round kind of teams? I think this game here, like you said, the Rams they're dialed in. The offense is clicking. Stafford's an underrated piece right now. He's finally over 500 for his career win totals. That's what being on a bad Lions team for most of your career will do to you. But, he didn't get enough credit there either. But I think Tampa needs this game. I think Tampa needs this game more than the Chiefs need this game. Because I think the Chiefs can afford to lose to the Colts and go on and win other games and just do that thing they do where they streak and they go hot, like you said, into November, December. Whereas if Tampa loses this game, the division's in question. Their overall stature in the NFC is in question. It already is. In question of actual legitimacy. What do you do? Okay, so you got Philly first. They're just, even though Philly loses, I don't know how they win games, right? They have no offense. They have nothing going on. Jalen Hurts is criticized.
Man,
AJ Brown's criticized. Still number one in the NFC. So it doesn't make a difference. The Rams are just rolling in offense, and the defense pretty good. They're fine. The Bears, like we just said, somehow miraculously leading the division. I don't know what the heck's going on there. But either way, the Bears are leading the division. Then you got Tampa. That's the team that was supposed to win the division, that's been winning the division, that's like unquestioned. Yet they're the team out of those top 4, even 5, adding Seattle in there, that are kind of like, I don't really know what to expect. And as a Bengals fan, all those years we made the playoffs 4 or 5 years in a row, and we were bounced in the first round every time. Like, that was the joke. Like, we know you're going to make the playoffs, and we know you're going to be right out. And that's what Tampa's looking like again. And if they're just going to keep sliding their way into playoffs because the division's weak, like, that's not really going to prove nothing. They need to stamp that they are back by beating the Rams. I don't think they'll do it because they don't have enough offense right now with all these receivers out.
I don't see the Bucs beating the Rams this Sunday for sure. But I don't see the Bucs beating anybody in the first round in the NFC. You got Seattle, you got LA Rams, you got Philly, Philly will probably get the bye week. You got Green Bay, you got Chicago. I don't think the Bucs beat any of those teams. I think that they go home early, like what you're saying, and just because of their defense, I think their offense can match up, but their defense is not going to be able to stop these high-power offenses, which are in the NFC.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, no offense to Seattle and Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's great, but he is one of those guys that's been kind of a playoff question quarterback. You can do in the regular season, kind of like Kirk Cousins, whatever. And then, again, the Bears, right? Yet these are teams that right now you have just said Tampa Bay probably will not be in the playoffs. And I can't disagree with it, even though I should be able to. I just think Tampa needs a stamp win, and it has to be now. Oh, this got to be it. Yeah.
But the thing with those 3 games, you had Mike Evans, you had Bucky Irving, and you had a few players on defense that were actually playing on the field. This week and the past few weeks, it hasn't been like that.
They're banged up. That's banged up.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to get a quick song in, but when we come back, talk a little bit more about the NBA and maybe some college football, baby. Ooh. Chris playing the classics, baby. We dumping in the studio.
I like that one.
Woo! Yeah. I saw you.
Hey, they're lucky this is just radio. They get the visual on that.
Oh, man. Just to talk again a little bit about NBA basketball, man. Steve Kerr, he was basically saying the other day, I think it was yesterday or the day before that, concerned with the NBA's increased pace leading to injuries. Basically, he said he was very concerned that the NBA's increased pace of injury played combined with its condensed 82-game schedule. In the past 2 days, Milwaukee Bucks forward Giannis suffered a groin strain. San Antonio Spurs announced that Victor Wembanyama had a left calf strain, and guard Stephen Castle had a hip flexor strain. 5 other NBA players currently out with calf strains: Anthony Davis, Ty Jerome, Dylan Harper, John Morant, and Drew Holiday. Kerr said Warriors medical staff believes that the wear and tear, the speed, the pace, the mileage is factoring into these injuries. What you think?
I don't know, man. There's just every year there's conflicting evidence on what's contributing NBA injuries. And I say, like, for example, you say Giannis, right? You say Wemby. These are big dudes that are running at a high speed. So yeah,
that aren't supposed to be moving the way that they are.
Correct.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah. A guy like Embiid should not be doing the things he's doing.
Exactly.
Right. So I can get that on the big guys, right? The guards and things like that. Jalen Brunson getting hurt. All these people. I'm not really sold on that. Yeah, there is more opportunity, when you're just up and down the court, not really playing defense and stuff, but for the most part, these are lateral injuries, left to right things like that. It's not like the sprinting up and down the court. They're just getting hurt constantly. Right. So yeah, the pace of play, you're diving at guys quicker defensively, they're more shifty. I don't know. I don't naturally just say that's the case because there's been injuries throughout the entire history of the NBA. This is not like this is a new thing, right? Yeah, they say some are up and then next year it's down and left and right. But I don't really give much credence to it. Like I said, I think the big men, yeah, for sure, because guys at 250 pounds shouldn't be doing shifty moves. But
exactly,
some of these guards, I just think it's something that happens, and there's really nothing you can really do about it. It's not always conditioning or their lack of, working hard or anything like that. I go to the gym every single day. I can still get hurt. It has nothing to do with anything else, So I'm not big on it. I don't think it's going to change anything. I don't think the schedule for sure has really anything to do with that. That's been the schedule for forever. And they've constantly made adjustments with the back-to-backs, the city swaps. Instead of playing, in each town, you just play 2 home instead of home and away. The NBA is doing everything they can. At this point, it's just going to happen.
Yeah. For me, I think he's right and he's wrong, right? I think he's right because I do feel like, of course, the speed, the pace, changing directions with your body, or like how you mentioned, these big players, Giannis, Victor Wembanyama, whatever, they change the pace. They do a certain move that maybe they don't feel right at the moment that they're doing it, that they're gonna get hurt or whatever. But later on, when they get off the court and their adrenaline is going down and they're chilling and relaxing, it's gonna start to hurt them, right? Now, I think he's wrong in the sense of like just that you're trying to move so shifty. You're trying to make these moves as a big, essentially big guard because that's how they play, and it's really not human nature to be doing those moves when you're that tall and that lanky. Like it should be for the smaller guys, the guys low center of gravity instead of further from it. So I think it's kind of wrong there. But just with the schedule speaking, man, I've always been the one to say I think the schedule should be shortened from 82 to maybe like 60, just because a lot of people are not watching 82 games of basketball. Let's be real.
I hear that.
So if you want to start it somewhere to save players, to stop them from getting injured, and to have meaningful basketball going into the playoffs, I say start basketball on Christmas Day. Christmas Day, number 1 game. You put the top teams like how you do right now. That's the start of the season. Shorten it. Have like 3 games a week, maybe 4 games on some weeks max. Have a break in between every game. There shouldn't be back-to-back games, in my opinion, and just go into the playoffs because the playoffs are the people that want to see, and you want to see the players go hard in the playoffs. You don't want to see Kawhi Leonard sit out a whole half of the year for him to come back in the playoffs, and next thing you know, he's not in rhythm and he's not doing so good, and Clippers get bounced out. And then you're complaining on, the Clippers, man, they have Kawhi, they have James Harden, they have all these players, and they can't get far. Well, you got some players that aren't playing the whole time. So, yeah, you're not going to be so fluent in your movement and stuff. And that goes to them sitting out and the NBA having too long of games. Like, honestly, 82 games. For what? For what?
I mean, I hear you, but it's always been 82 games.
I know, no, facts.
And secondly, it's not as we've been 1 month into the season, not even, right? So all these injuries, it's not as though they've played 60, 70, 82 games, and now we're like, oh look, they played 82 games, now they're hurt. They had 25 back-to-backs, now they're hurt. It's been a couple of weeks and they're already hurt. So it's just gonna happen. It's part of the game. Like I said, bigs getting 100%. Injured, that's one thing. Victor Wembanyama, guys like that, shouldn't be moving the way they move. That's a whole other thing on the body. But everyone else, it's just something that happens. Like Tatum got hurt last year, Halliburton got hurt. At no point did I look at those injuries and say that's because they were just going so quickly. They're just things that unfortunately happen in the game, and it's never going to change. So there's just only so much you can do.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. It's supposed to be. I hear that.
I agree with that. And it's like, last thing before we get out of here, it's like, if you're going to play the 82 games, right? And whatever, you want the money for the 82 games because you know if you digress 20 games, you know you're going to lose money.
Yeah.
If you want the money and you want the 82 games, stop crying. You're playing basketball. There's people out there that work 3-4 jobs a day to feed their families. Stop crying, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Facts for sure.
But Peace on the Streets Radio Sports Talk, 9 p.m. to midnight, from your boy GMike, Charles, Chris, Mimi Mala. Get us out of here, baby. Let's go.
Hey.